Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to the Pan Study Center. Today we are going to see the chapter of political science. And what is our topic today? Today we discuss the most important chapter here, international organization, class 12 cbse ncert. That's important here. You know that there is a point view. The first point arrive here, international organization. There is international organization chapter, but point here international organization. International organization are boarded and there is an objective which play an important role in the resolving or depth at the international level and establishing peace and security and creating a humorous environment among different countries. You know that's important. International organization mean here. There is a resolving an international level and peace and security and create a humorous environment among a different country. That's important. The next year, a need for international organization. You know that's important. A need for international organization here. The reason first here, some problem are like this. It's not easy for anyone country to deal with it. In such situation, international organization help. That's important. Some problem there is not easy for their uh, solution because this problem is very critically. So there is such a situation. International organization help them. And second here, to resolve our international debt peacefully. That's important and helpful in the preventing wars. This is the most important problem for international level here. There is a war. An international organization helpful in the preventing of wars. That's important. The next point is that's important. Helpful in a world economic development. The international organization help us a world economical development and the dealing with the natural disaster epidemics. You know that international organization dealing with the natural disaster and epidemics. And also here to promote international cooperation. The international organization here promote to international cooperation here. And talking a global warming. There is a global warming problem today is a very big problem. But international organization help us tackling of global warming. That's important here. The next year, main international organization. There is a main international organization here, a Leagues of Nation, and United Nations also, and World Bank here, and World Trade Organization, and International Monetary Fund. That's important. And the next year, Amnesty International. And the next point, Human Rights Watch. And there is an International Red Cross Society. There is an international organization. In those, there is the international organization here. The next year, United Nations UNO. United Nations means UNO established here 24 October 1945. The member here 193 and headquarters here New York. There is a most important here. United Nations the established here 24 October 1945. The times of Second World War and member here 193 and headquartered here New York. The United Nations Organization means UNO has established on 24 October 1945. UNO is the successor to the League of Nations. At the time of the establishment of United Nations, there were 51 members in the United Nations. India was also included among its founding members. As of May 2030, it is a number of member has increasing to here 193. The 193 member is South Sudan. India become it is a member on 30 October 1945. That's important here. Next point arrive here, that's important. And point here, objectives of the United Nations. You know that's important. Objectives of United Nations. First objective here, to stop international conflict. Stop international conflict and to show the cooperation among the nations. To show cooperation among the nations, and if war break out in any country, then to reduce the scope of hostility. You know that's the most important objective here. If the war break out in any country, then to reduce the scope of hostility here. And next year, to the work for a social, economic development for the entire world. That's important. To work for a social, economic development for the entire world. And the next year, the helping in any other problem like a disaster, an epidemic, etc. That's the most important helping hand for international level here. The name of organs of United Nations here, first is Security Council, and second International Court, third is Secretariat, and there is a fourth year General Assembly, and fifth is Council here, and sixth Economic and Social Counseling. That's important. Six organs of United Nations. You know that, repeating again: Security Council, International Court, Secretariat, General Assembly, Trustees Council, Economic and Social Councils here. That's important. The first year Security Council here, the most powerful organs of United Nations. Security Councils here, the most powerful organs of United Nations is the Security Council. Security Council has to be total of 15 members, in which there are 5 permanent member. You know that the 15 member, in which there are 5 permanent member like America, Russia, Britain, France and China, and the temporarily member who are selected for a period of 2 years. There is a temporary members who are selected for a period of only 2 years. That's important. And second year, permanent member have to the power of veto. The permanent member have to be power of veto. Since their Cold War, the demand for reforming both the structure and the working progress started to gaining moment in the United Nations. That's important here. The permanent member have to power of veto. Emphasis was laid on the increasing the number of permanent and temporary members in Security Council. Apart from this, emphasis was laid on the making the role of the United Nations more active on issues like poverty, hunger, disease, terrorism, environmental issue and human rights, etc. That's important here. Apart from the emphasis was on making the role of United Nations more active on issues like poverty, hunger, disease, terrorism, environmental issue and human rights, etc. And second here, Secretary General. That's important. Secretary General is the representative of the United Nations. The current Secretary General is Antonio Guterres is a Portugal. That's important. There is the current Secretary of General is the Antonio Guterres of Portugal. That's important Secretary Generals here. But next topic arrive here. Veto power. Veto power is the most important point here for the exam view. You know that veto power. Veto is a right given to be a permanent member of country of the Security Council of United Nations. The veto is the right given to be a permanent member of countries of Security Council of the United Nations, on the basis of which any country can go against its discussions and stop the discussion. The Security Council has a permanent member and 10 non-permanent member. The Security Council has a 5 permanent member and 10 non-permanent member. There are total 50 members in which the value of each vote. There are total 15 members in which there is a value of each vote. A use of veto power till 2006 year. Use of veto power till 2006. USA use here a 92 time. Until 2006, USA use 82 time. And China here use a veto power 4 time. And Russia use a veto power 122 times. And France, they use a veto power 18 times. And UK, here use a 32 times. Difference between two permanent and temporary member of the counseling security counseling. Let's see what is the difference between the permanent and temporary membership of security counseling. You know that permanent members, that's important. Permanent members are selected forever in the Security Council. You know that permanent members selected forever in a Security Council. They have a veto power. They have veto power, and their number is 5. There is a number only 5. The play of important role in all the discussion of the security counseling. The 5 member, there is the most important because he was a permanent member. The permanent member is important, and they play an important role in all the discussion of the security counseling. And also they can stop any decision of the security council. That's the most important permanent member. There is the play an important role on the discussion of the security council and can stop any discussion of security counseling. That's important power here. And let's see, there is a temporary members as a power here. A temporary member, that's important. They are elected to their security council for only 2 years. There is only period time is 2 years. They are selected to their security council for only 2 years. They do not have veto power, and their number is 10 member only here. And there is a role is not unimportant as compared to the permanent member. That's important. And also they cannot stop any discussion of security council. Mean there is not a power for the temporary members here. The number of 10 and not a veto power for the temporary member hand here. India has a contribute to be United Nation. You know that India has a contribute to the United Nation. India has been to continuously contribute to the program of United Nations. Be it the peace, security, disarmament, South Korea crisis, and Suez Canal issue or the Iraq as attack on the Kuwait. The India is the most important contribution here. Apart from this, India also play a role in the protections of the human rights and opposition to be a councilism and afraid and the educational, economic and cultural activities. That's important contribution for the India here. The next point is most important here. Qualification to the obtain permanent membership of the Security Council of the United Nations. That's the most important here. Qualification or to be obtained permanent membership of the Security Council. First of all, here great economical power. The first qualification here, great economic power. And second here, that's important, great military power. And third here, large nation from a population point of view. The large nation from a population point of view. That's the most important qualification. And fourth here, continuously contribute to the budget of the United Nations. That's important qualification here. And the next year, respects our democracy. Respect your democracy, and this country represent a diversity in terms of the geography, economics, and culture. That's important qualification here. A most important permanent member here. Next point arrive here, a major agency of United Nations. You know that that's the most important here, major agencies of United Nations. That's important. First agency here, World Health Organization, mean WHO. Second organization here, United Nations Education, Social and Cultural Organization, means UNESCO. That's the most important agencies of United Nations. And third here, United Nations Children's Fund, means UNICEF. And fourth here, United Nations Development Program, means UNDP. And fourth here, United Nations Human Rights Commission, means UNHRC. That's important. The next year, United Nations High Commission for Refugees, means UNHCR. And the next year, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. That's important, UNCTAD. Let's see, there's a very explanations here. A way to make the United Nations more relevant in an unpopular world. You know that's the most important point here. A way to make the United Nations more relevant in a unipolar world. That's important here. You know that's an important formation of Peace Foundation Commission. That is the most important here. An establishment of Human Rights Council here. An agreement on achieving there is a millennium is a development goal. That is the third point here. And fourth here, formation of a democracy fund and condemnations of terrorism in all its form here. The next year, emulation of trust is counseling. Today in a unipolar world system, when the America has dominated, you know that's important. Today in a unipolar world system, the America is a main. The America is a powerful country because he was the dominated to the entire world. Even the United Nations cannot completely curb America power because America has a contribute to its budget in a high. And apart from this, it is a headquarters also on American soil. That's an important point here. Apart from this, it is a headquarters is also on American soil. Look like on the field. But depth there is the United Nations is a platform where countries of rest of the world can take to be American can try to control it. That's important here. The United Nations is a platform where countries of the rest of the world can be told to be American and try to control it. The next year, international organization and non-governmental organization. You know that's important. International organization and non-governmental organization. Apart from the United Nations, there are many international organizations and non-governmental organizations which are continuously engaged in a fulfilling their objective like. Let's see, there is international organization and non-governmental organizations here. The first year, International Monetary Fund means IMF. What is mean to the IMF? The International Monetary Fund. They established in the 1944 and the signed in the 1945 and headquartered is a Washington DC and the total member of there is a IMF is a 189 currently. You know that International Monetary Fund there is the most important and there is a established in the 1944 and signed here 1945 headquarters is a Washington. And what is the objective here? To be observed is there is a financial system at the global level and provide to the financial and technical assistance. That's important. The International Monetary Fund here. The next year, World Bank. The World Bank is the most important. The World Bank established is in 1945 and total member here 189 and headquarters is also here Washington DC. You know that this is the most important here Washington DC. There is a World Bank here. An objective here the work for human development like education and health and the agriculture and rural development, environmental protection and infrastructure and good governance. You know that is the World Bank is a play a crucial role on the old world here. The next year, World Trade Organization means WTO. The WTO means the World Trade Organization that established in the 1995. Earlier, it is used to be a GATT, means GATT, means General Agreement on Trade. And the headquarter here, Geneva, and total member here, 164. That's important. And objective here, this international organization decided the rules of global trade. It's a World Trade Organization that decided the rules of global trade. That's important objectives here. The next year, International Atomic Energy Agency means IAEA. The IAEA is here International Atomic Energy Agency. The organization seeks to promote the peaceful use of nuclear energy and prevent its use for a military purpose. That's important. The organization seeks to promote the peaceful uses of the nuclear energy and prevent its use for a military purpose. And the next year, ncert International. You know that Amnesty is international here. Established is a 1961. There are 1961 and headquarters here London. An objective here it is a voluntary organization. It is a voluntary organization. That's important here. The next year, Human Rights Watch. The Human Rights Watch, that's the most important HRW. You know that established here in 1979 and headquartered here in New York. That's the most important, the headquartered New York. An objective this voluntary organization is also on international voluntary organization. And advocating the human rights and doing research and related to them. That's important. And the next year, International Red Cross Society. International Red Cross Society, that's important. These societies help all the victims of war and internal violence and enforce rules are promoting arms of violence. That's important here. And also is the Greenpeace here. The Greenpeace Foundation. The Greenpeace Foundation established in the 1971 and worked to be a sensitize the world community to both there is an environment and to put a pressure on making law for the environmental protection. The environment protection that's the most important Greenpeace Foundation. That's important here. This topic was till this. We will be do their next topic in the next part. If you like it, then please like, share, subscribe, and share the video as a much as possible. Do not think, subscribe and save in your mobile.